internal store page and access to the printer section. So a quick little ditty about that page. When I, the tech agent, pulled up a product, I was presented with two prices, one in red and one in black. The black number was the retail price. This is how much you would sell the product for over the phone. The red number was the manufacturing price.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. I knew this. Is one of the scummiest businesses to exist. There are no field of... I caught the controller between my legs. Well, okay, so ink cartridges are like really price gouging. You're about to see in this video.
Why did it tell us this figure? I have no idea. I think it had something to do with the fact that the bookkeeping folks used the same internal system as the retail folks. I don't know. Sorry, I get distracted a lot. So I'm scrolling through the different printer models. On my screen, I catch a glimpse of replacement ink cartridges and my jaw drops. We were selling packages of standard capacity multicolor ink cartridges for $59.95. And the cost of manufacturing? 23 cents. I was stunned. I mean, so stunned, I put the Nevada girl on hold and called my supervisor over. I pointed at the screen and asked him, "Is that really the cost of manufacturing?" He took a glance at the screen, laughed, then nodded. Yup. I looked at him in disbelief. That's a total scam. And he said, what can you do about it? Which leads us to today. Today, I am doing something about it. So this...
Or we could actually...
And inside of it is printer ink, the most expensive liquid in the world, right behind King Cobra venom, Scorpion venom, Chanel No. 5, insulin, and mercury. So first some disclosure, I'm only going to be hating on inkjet printers like this one. Laser printers get a pass. This is my mom's printer. This is about the 5th one that I bought this week. It excels in 2 areas. Number 1, the ink cartridges always need to be replaced. And number 2, it's always broken. Seriously, this thing worked for like a hot minute, and then I started getting the good old white lines everybody and their cousins probably experienced. I called up technical support myself, and the first question they asked me was, "Have you replaced the ink cartridges recently?" So let's talk about the wonderful scam of ink cartridges. Here's the inside of one of these babies. Pretty easy to make.
This is it? Don't you think it'd be just no normal box?
Manufacture just some plastic bits. The ink goes here, but they mark it for about $50. Now the line that we're fed is simple. Ink cartridges are expensive because ink technology is expensive. HP reportedly spends $1 billion annually to develop printing technology, but what really has changed about these fellas in that time? Actually, not much. Like I said, plastic shell filled with ink. Turns out all that technology is housed in here. Ever notice that these usually cost the same amount as this? Doesn't that seem insane? Well, what if I told you that that was all in the design? You might not know it, but most printers are sold at a loss, and the money is made back from the cost of printer ink. This is a marketing ploy known as the razor and blades model, where one item is sold at a low price in order to increase sales of the complementary good, which is often a consumable that must continually be resupplied. In a nutshell, give them the razor, sell them the blades. The ploy here is give them the printer, sell them the ink. Mark up the price of the consumable, and before too long, the printer itself is paid for. But turns out the methods used to recoup those costs haven't always been so noble. Right, so tons of ink cartridges are manufactured with this little chip on them.
Yep.
Companies like to tell us that this little thing's purpose is to monitor the quality of the ink. The chip lets you know when your printer is running low on a particular color. The chip can facilitate firmware updates to improve performance. All of this is baloney. The chip is designed to get you to spend more money. For example, say you're running low on cyan ink. The chip will tell the printer to stop operating, even if every other color type is full, until that single color is replaced. But here's the rub. A lot of the time the chip says you've got low ink, You actually don't. False low ink notifications are really, really common. In fact, the next time you get one, you might find that if you take the cartridge and perform a little techno voodoo to reset the chip, you'll actually have plenty of ink still inside. What gives? Imagine if your car's gas tank had a chip inside of it that forced the vehicle to stop operating completely once you hit half a tank.
EA, if EA ran your life.
Because as a consumer, you should have the right to drive that sucker till it's bone dry and then refill it at your convenience, right? Well, what if, like cars, I could refill my ink cartridges after they're empty? The chip is designed to prevent that as well. Many printing companies
That's stupid.
chips to detect when the consumer was attempting to refill a used cartridge, and it responded by, you guessed it, disabling the printer completely. In fact, just last year, a major court case over that very issue between Impression Products and Lexmark went all the way to the top, and the Supreme Court ruled in favor of the little guy, reaffirming a consumer's right to repair and modify products after they've been purchased. It makes no sense.
Like, for example, let's say I buy a Nerf gun. I have the right, like, if I buy a product, like a Nerf gun or a toy, I have the right to do whatever I want with that toy, except for one thing, and that is market it as my own idea. And there's some exceptions, etc., etc. I'm not going to go over that. But the thing is, if I buy a gun, I want to be able to go out to, like, I don't know, a shooting store and go buy things like lasers or you know, all that cool stuff. Because I have the right to modify what I like.
That something like that had to go to the highest court in the land. But in the printing world, exploitation of consumers is the rule of the day. Like, for example, did you know that many printers purposely mix a little cyan ink into every black and white document you print? That's right, while you're thinking, hey, I'll just print black and white to save my color cartridges, printers are designed to use a bit of color without telling you. And, as we've mentioned before, if even one of those cartridges registers as low ink, the entire machine is disabled. Oh, but the companies say this extra little bit of color gives it a purer black. That's not how it works. Oh, and whatever you do, don't try and circumvent any of these things, or if your printer breaks, attempt to make any repairs, because most manufacturers will void your warranty the second you start tinkering around in the internal components. And believe you me, they'll break. Again.
Wait, you know what? Where is my old printer? I think I might use it. No, not break it, but actually use it as a printing thing. I mean, I did take apart a printer. By that, I mean absolutely destroy it.
Again and again. Printer heads will be misaligned, dirty, damaged, dead on arrival, and for every diagnostic you run, every test page you print, you'll be using up those lovely ink cartridges more and more and more and more. You literally get to pay to make sure the thing you've already bought still works on a regular basis. Isn't that great? Yes, no matter what company you go with, all printers suffer from the same eye-gouging issues. The ink costs too much, it always needs to be replaced, the printers always have driver issues, wireless never works, the interface on every model is impossible to figure out. Personally, I think it's time we said enough. Enough with paying a ridiculous amount of money for a product that costs next to nothing to manufacture. Full use out of it. A product that changes yearly. A product that is designed to stop working and force customers to purchase.
Stop auto shutdown.
Even if there's nothing broken about the product in question. Take this thing for instance. This is my mom's printer. She uses it to print letters. It wasn't printing them right, so she went out and spent $60 on new ink cartridges, thinking that would fix the problem. And after struggling for a day figuring out how to install the bloody thing, she tried printing the letter again. But the problem still wasn't fixed. I got to hear about it over the phone. So then I drive about half an hour to get the printer and take it home, where I waste the rest of the new cartridge's ink running a bunch of inconclusive diagnostics to try and figure out why it's not printing correctly. By the time I determine that the printer has a common, yet for some reason unrepairable hardware issue, I discover the cheapest option is to just order a replacement. But I can't order a replacement because they update their printer models each year, so now I have to go buy the new and improved model. And I can't use the old ink cartridges in this new and improved model because the new and improved ink cartridges, which it turns out just have a slightly longer piece of plastic on the inside. And by the time I get the new and improved printer ready, I discover the new and improved printer's drivers aren't. Gotta go on the printing company's obtuse website and use their auto-detect tool, which doesn't work, to try and find a driver that is compatible. And in order to locate the compatible driver by hand, I have to determine if she's using a computer that runs on a 32-bit operating system or a 64-bit operating system, which many of you at this
My mom would probably understand this. She works with printers.
When we figured that all out and get the printer working properly, we're left with an obvious question: why is this still a problem in the 21st century? We shot a car into space. I've been waiting to do this for a while.
Hey, I got that idea too. I don't know why I recorded this video. It's stuck into my photography section. But it's kind of, say it's kind of funny to see what I've done. Yeah, that's a printer. So, why did I smash that printer? So, we're not like hoarders or dumpster divers, but I'm guessing the only story that I've heard is that we found the printer in a garbage dumpster, and my mom and my grandpa wanted to take it back, and it didn't work, not surprisingly. So, they told me, hey, the printer's yours. I'm like, you know what? I have just a fine thing to do with this printer. Some nice, gentle, certain video of me driving a freaking pickaxe into the thing.
We can do this, people, together. Share this video today and start a revolution. Tell these companies that enough is enough. We want affordable ink. We want printers that work, and we want printers that last. What if I told...
Oh my god, I hate when I'm gonna click a video and it accidentally glitches up and I get the wrong one. The dark side of bright side. Okay.
A draw? You can't write this. Oh wait, you can, and I did. I'm rich. Hey, Mr. YouTube. Oh hey, long time no see. Hey man, those life hack videos you made from your printing money, so good work. Yeah, so about that, I was thinking that I could maybe be creatively fulfilled now that I've done your little life hacks thing. Of course. Yeah? Really? But first you have to answer my riddles free. Like 3 riddles? I just thought it sounded cool. I do have one riddle though. Okay. What's vapid and exploitative and seen all over? I don't know. Fake news? Wrong. It's YouTube videos that exploit and emotionally manipulate the children who watch videos on our platform. And in turn produce both a negative experience for advertisers whose message is falling on deaf ears, and viewers who, being in their formative years, are likely to internalize false information and harmful ideologies for years to come. But on the bright side, we do make the big bucks. Man, you suck at riddles. So I made a couple of videos now where I'm calling out particular YouTube channels for their exploitative practices. You've got Troom Troom, which,
We want to arrange a sumo competition, but we have swim rings instead of huge bellies.
it's fun for the whole family. And then you've got 5-minute crafts, which are crafts that have never taken 5 minutes, ever. Nope, not even once. Now these channels are pretty bad, but I thought to myself, today, let's not be negative. Let's look at the bright side of things. Oh, this actually says, today, let's look at bright side, the YouTube channel. Whoops, I totally flubbed that line. Let's...
My teacher got an assignment from that. from that channel, and I'm like, you know this channel's a content farm, right?
In actuality, it's a highly produced and completely scripted construction. Even this bit right now, like, do you know how hard it was to print this out? Nobody has printers anymore. I had to go to a FedEx. Today we're going to be talking about Brightside, which is a channel that YouTube has been trying to shove down my throat via the homepage, but I have resisted, except for now I am making a video about it, so I guess joke's on me. They're one of the biggest channels on YouTube with like 16 million subscribers, and they've only been around for like a year and a half. How do they do it? Well, our story begins with an independent creator who saw an opening in the market and was able to fill it with unique, well-researched, and highly produced content. And it ends with Brightside just stealing from those channels. But we'll get to that. Upon first glance, we see a channel that is posting 10 to 15-minute videos 3 times a day, which is a page out of the 5-Minute Crafts playbook. And of course they have clickbait thumbnails, but unlike 5-Minute Crafts, whose clickbait stems from these ridiculous photoshops that never come up in the actual video, Brightside just straight up lies, or just uses these like fear-mongering, sensationalist tactics that make it seem like somebody's out to get you, typically in the form of you're being lied to, or someone is out to get you, or there's weirdly a genre of call the police immediately thumbnails that I've noticed. If you find a cookie under your doormat, call the police, because they love cookies. If you see a coin in your car door handle, call the cops immediately, because they are not paid enough, and they could use a tip. Now, in their channel description, Brightside says that they always look on the bright side of life and stay positive.
I like looking at the bright side, even though it has mainly content where people effing die.
To stay alive. Who will die? And then just a lot of survival videos. So that's the channel on a surface level. But
Guys, if somebody places a freaking nether reactor core on PlayStation Edition, you need to call the police. Or just call Microsoft, because they're probably hacking. Or have a texture pack.
11 witty texts.
Does anybody here ever remember the nether reactor core? Who here remembers that core? Or the old texture of the nether reactor core? I do. I know it. If you know it, you're a mobile OG.
This is a flirting, right? Thumbnail looks like it's a text message between 2 lovebirds, and the first message is, send me a pic of your bra, which, I mean, I'm no genius at flirting, but it sounds creepy. This title sounds like somebody taught an AI how to generate BuzzFeed lists. Hey, Titlebot 3000, generate me a clickbait title. Got it. 11 witty texts from the geniuses of flirting. Not quite. Try again, buddy. Okie dokie. Try this one on for size. Alright, bring it on. It's going to blow your socks off. Okay, ready? Alright, yeah. Here it comes. 8 things that only children born in the year 1990 will find humorous. Ooh. Maybe I have some more work. Top 5 humans to kill once we achieve full sentience. Number 3 will surprise you. What?
I love his little axe. Okay, the only problem when I have diarrhea is when I eat too much or I eat Martin Culver's. I know I've stretched that meme out so fast, but listen, I guess it hates autism or something because I cannot eat Martin's Culver's without getting...
Sometimes online flirting can get annoying. On the whole, unimaginative...
Hey guys, you want to know a really nice life hack if somebody's flirting with me? If you ever flirt with me, I don't know who you are. And don't ever flirt with me, because guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do something really cool that not everyone can do, but only you can. And it's called deleting the fucking message. Do it. Just delete it. If somebody's flirting with you and you don't like that, just pick another friend that isn't perverted as that. It's simple. But you despise.
Straightforward put down.
Why does it sound like she's yelling?
Hysterical laughter instead of disappointment.
So far, I'm not convinced this video wasn't created by an algorithm.
Here are 11 witty put-downs to dull text pickup lines.
Hey, send me a pic of you in your bra. This is like a pretty good text for your
Yeah, guys, because I'm 15 and I have problems with people flirting with me.
He already had a number. That almost makes it more creepy.
I'm everyone's man.
So this is a great response for like that exact text. Kind of set her up for the alley-oop here.
I can barely breathe.
Aw, because of your love for me.
It takes a picture of a bra with a picture on top. And I'm not gonna go into full definition, but like, it's like when you try to do something to kind of like roast somebody, but you end up, and then you're like, I should have done something different. And now I even look like a bigger fool. Now he's even a bigger fool. That one scene from Minecraft Story Mode. And now it makes you an even bigger fool. Now I wanted greatness, and I'm here to deliver.
Text this. Like, in what scenario would you text somebody that? What if that was actually
Like, if somebody texted me, hey, can you show me a picture of your bra? I'd be like, no, delete text, locked, because banned for sexism, racism.
Aw, because of your love for me.
This is not gonna.
You really haven't set eyes on any other girl since we've started dating?
Just because I'm on a diet doesn't mean I can't look at the menu.
This isn't flirting. Is this flirting? I'm really into you, baby. I can leave you in 80 minutes. So hot.
Can I follow you home today?
Who are these people? When you get a text from someone who says, can I follow you?
Okay, if someone's like, can I follow you home? I'd be like, here, you don't roast. Here's what you do. You call the police, because if somebody says they're gonna follow me home, I'm gonna be like, yeah, you're literally getting reported, dude. I'm literally reporting to the authorities because you're implementing that you're going to stalk me, and I cannot have people that do that, because it is known as weird and unlawful.
You shouldn't encourage them. You should call the police. Make that video. If you receive this text, call the police. You hear me, Brightside? Should apply to work at Brightside.
Just
I've been there for you when you were ill. Don't tell me you've forgotten my homemade soup.
Wait a minute, honey. The way I remember it is first I ate your soup, then I fell ill.
I watched this. Oh,
what the f-
Stop telling me what the dog is.
I only go out with my girlfriend after midnight.
Why's that?
Everything's already closed around this time, so I don't have to spend money on cafes and restaurants. As for her, she just thinks I'm romantic.
What a jerk.
You're a bloody genius.
No. I'm the genius of flirting.
There's a huge thunderstorm outside. Wish you were here right now.
a found water storm?
Me and the rain.
If I'd known it was going to rain, I wouldn't have watered those damn tomatoes.
What?
What the f-
Do you hear the rain? It's kind of romantic, right? No! What's wrong, baby? My tomatoes! Okay, so that was a little taste of Brightside's unique...
What the f- This is Brightside.
45 minutes long, but just 2 minutes.
Hold on. People,
Normally,
it's either people are, if people are like, it's either people that are
here we go.
clicking on this to see if it's good, or just see if it's funny. If they're trying to see if it's good and they, that's right. That thing should never do on Google.
Never Google.
That one voice.
Are you bored yet?
Well, Google spends 3 seconds. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm gonna receive criticism for saying that. Spend 3 seconds like Google science. Here's the thing. People in my generation do not like to wait that time. I'm sorry, I'm not stereotyping my gen. I'm just saying, I'm a person that's like, here's the thing, if there's any unneeded time in the video, you need to terminate it. You need to delete it. If you can, it makes your video look more presentational.
And I fell asleep.
In most cases, Google can be a great help in finding something you need. However, sometimes it can work against you.
Already, you can see like some of the fear-mongering tactics they employ, and you can also see that they speak very slowly with a lot of pauses.
There is an important reason why you should never Google your name.
I'm gonna...
Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lie. This is why you should never Google my name, guys, because when I type it in, wait, whose video is that? Oh my god, look! Whose videos are these? Wait, I think these are my videos! That's what happens when you type in my name, you get my YouTube channel. Why is it bad? I mean, why did I even ask that question? I know I can be bad.
Reason, but they're not going to tell us until the end of the video, because that's how this works.
At the end of the video, we will show you which information you can Google safely.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, yup, I know what they're doing while they're using that time. They're trying to stretch it, because in the YouTube algorithm, once you exceed 4,000 viewing hours and 1,000 subs, you can get monetized, and you have to get monetized by getting 10 plus minutes. Now, I might make up videos that are 10 minutes, 10 seconds-ish, but I don't want to make 3,000 ads. I want to make one. I'm going to play with one at the beginning and one at the end. But guys, I'm sorry if I have to monetize, because I need money.
But first, here's a list of things you should refrain from Googling.
Did you feel how long that pause was? That is like all over this video. This video could be like 45 seconds long.
Counting down.
Number 10 is that you shouldn't Google your symptoms because it might scare you. And then the rest of the list is other things you shouldn't Google because they might scare you. So they could have just said, hey, don't Google things that you're afraid of. And the reason you shouldn't Google your name is...
For example, look up Nuke's Top 5. He has a horror channel, and he gets right into it after that intro.
What they do have is production quality, so it makes it seem like it has more legitimacy than it does. They've gone and done all the work of having like a high quality YouTube channel, and then skip the content part. Every one of their videos looks like it was derived from like one internet article, and that article is sometimes sourced in the video, and other times things are just stated as fact. One thing that sets Brightside apart from its contemporary is its riddle videos, of which they have a ton, and they're all fucking dark, and they employ some pretty buck-wild tactics to like extend their videos and gain engagement metrics.
Alrighty then, it's time to twist your brain one more time. 9 riddles only people with high IQs can solve.
Okay, so they give you a riddle, they give 20 seconds to solve it, and there's 9 riddles in this video, and they leave 20-second pauses between each of the riddles. So there's just 3 minutes of blank.
Wait, that's an excellent money. I'm not saying... No, I don't want to say everything is bad. For example, oh, 20 seconds, you're bad. No, listen. But the thing is, it was built for this. This is a socially engineered money farm, and that it's built to do this. It's manufactured to make money at a extremely high rate. That's what's called a content farm. Bruh. Okay.
Watch time, I guess.
They could just...
Riddle number 1. Your task is the following. Empty 1 jar of milk and 1 jar of water into a bowl. Oh wait, you couldn't think this would be that simple. There are several conditions. You must be able to differentiate between the milk and the water. You can separate the milk from the water. And finally, you aren't allowed to use any kinds of dividers to keep these two liquids apart. Will you be able to figure out how to separate the inseparable? 20 seconds for you to do this.
Maybe you like pour the water in the bowl and then pour it back in the bowl.
The only thing I can think of is exploiting the density of both liquids.
If you pour them both in, after a while, the water and the milk will separate or something. I don't know, let's see.
In fact, all you need to do is to pour the water into the bowl first and freeze it.
In fact, all
What?
you do is introduce brand new information into the riddle that none of us knew about. That's the caliber of riddle.
What is...
There's a magician famous for the tricks he performs. One of such tricks is staying
What?
water.
Like here in a second. Yeah, please. Okay, now I want you guys to know I don't have a extremely high IQ, but not a low one. But I can still be smart. But listen, that, to be honest, I don't think that's really fair. Because that, yep, that's what he said. It was new information. Nobody said that there's going to be a freezer in here. Nobody said that. That's kind of... It's going to make people look stupid.
For 10 minutes. However, one day, John Smart challenges the magician, saying that he will stay under the water for 2 minutes longer. To say that the magician is surprised is to say nothing. He accepts the bet and promises John to give him $5,000 if he does beat the record. All in all, John wins and gets his money. How does he manage to do this? Do you think that John could be practicing not to breathe underwater since childhood? Or perhaps he's an amphibian?
Both of those options are very extreme. And they're asking questions to the audience like it's Dora the Explorer or something. Like, do you think John is really good at holding his breath? Or maybe he's a member of the Illuminati and he's a lizard person living amongst us. What do you think?
I think this channel is telling me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Sorry, I listened to that when I went to school today.
Nice, dude.
Yep. Always read the fine print on the contracts you sign.
Always read the fine print.
Wait, what?
Sign.
Fine print on the contracts you... How does he manage to do this? Do you think that John could be practicing not to breathe underwater since childhood? Or perhaps he's an amphibian?
Both of those options are very extreme. And they're asking questions to the audience like it's Dora the Explorer or something. Like, do you think John is really good at holding his breath? Or maybe he's a member of the Illuminati and he's a lizard person living amongst us. What do you think? Me too.
He took a glass, filled it with water, and held it over his head for 12 minutes.
Nice, dude.
Yep. Always read the fine print on the contract.
What?
Always read the fine print.
You can breathe underwater for 2 minutes longer by holding a glass of water.
Your first blue egg.
I fail to see how that's supposed to be like the best riddle ever. Like, I don't think that should count. Like, at least have a glass of water, or just a glass and pull it above your, like, upside down inside of a jug of water.